Good morning everybody, welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Hope you're all doing great and welcome to this new video here on Bitcoin. And I'm probably going to make the title something clickbaity because it's necessary, alright? We have some major news today and the price action for Bitcoin has also been pretty major and also, to be completely fair, a little bit unexpectedly. Maybe this has to do with the end of the month. That is a possibility, and ultimately, I mean, what I said yesterday is that I expected us to just stay within the range, right? And that was the general expectation I had yesterday morning for multiple reasons. I mean, we had and we still do have some imbalances here to the upside, all the way into 110,000, and then outside of that, Thursday historically is also a pretty good day for Bitcoin. However, yesterday we had something very, very different, right? We saw Bitcoin pulling back with some pressure from the stock markets. I mean, if you take a look at the stock markets right here, you can see those pulled back yesterday as well. But in all fairness, there seems to be something else going on, all right? Where Thursday normally is quite a strong day for Bitcoin. Yesterday we saw continued selling pressure into the end of the US session, and since then the volume has dropped down. Well, the price is still pushing down, so I do think we are bottoming out relatively soon. The level we've spoken about before at 105,000 has been hit, has provided support. I would say so far the support we got from that only looks like mean reversion, so for now I expect us to drop down lower. And one of the key reasons why I think this update is also a little bit urgent is that this is the first time that I think we could have reversed on the higher time frames, all right? Because usually what I do for Bitcoin is I take a look at the 1 hour time frame, and that gives you a good overview of lower time frame and shorter term structures, of course. But if you zoom out, what you'll be able to see is that this is the first time, and you can see like there's a lot of imbalances here to the upside, right? So I definitely do not think it's over yet for Bitcoin. And we'll take a look at the higher time frames in a moment, and there you'll definitely be able to see that as well. But on the lower time frames, like this is the first time for Bitcoin, while a price alert goes off, everything is pushing down a bit. This is the first time that we broke down below the 4 hour trend, which you can see right here. It's that kind of gray opaque area with the red line in the middle. This is the first time that we dropped down below that like this. We have dropped down below that before right here at the beginning of May. But what you can see there is that we consolidated for about, I would say, 1.5 days. And we never really dropped down below that very long, and the volume was quite low. And then after that, we broke out and we rallied up higher. So, like, is this a possibility that we do something like this again? Yes, but you can see that right now, first of all, we've dropped down below that area right here. Much lower compared to back then. Back then we were just kind of right here, just below the trend, and we were able to reclaim that and rally up higher. And then outside of that, we actually do have a lot of volume with this move below the trend. And the more volume you have, the more convinced you have to be about a move. And then we also have some sort of a narrative pushing it, right? With the sell in May, go away narrative pushing us down. So therefore, like, do I think do I think we have a real chance to actually top out here? Yes. Now, if you go back to previous highs in 2024, but also earlier this year, usually what happens on the higher time frames is that we get into some sort of a consolidation. All right. So do I think that we're going to get into a downtrend all of a sudden? No, I don't think so. But I do think on the and by the way, like I said, on the 12-hour time frame, we're still above the trend. On the daily time frame, we're definitely still above the trend. On the daily time frame, we can drop down to 101,000 and we're still fine. So is it all said and done? No, definitely not. But given the timing right now in the month, but also in the week, combined with the short-term price action, I would be cautious. All right, I would still have a long bias, especially on the higher time frames, not only for Bitcoin but also for altcoins. But right now, I would be cautious in buying Bitcoin, and I would wait personally. If you go to the 12-hour time frame or to the daily, I would say wait for some levels lower. Like for me, 101,000 is still an amazing support level right here with the trend, 0.618 FIB. So that's an area where I would be comfortable buying. I'm personally thinking about 103,500 as well right here, where we have the POC, the 30-day rolling VWAP, and the 200 EMA a little bit lower as an added confluence. But short term, I do think we're going to drop down lower. But then after lower, I do expect support. Let's say for now, I expect support between 103 and 101,000. Very big area, but that is necessary sometimes. Since the volume is also dropping down, technically that's a major support level. And like I said, I don't expect us to get into a downtrend yet. And a downtrend would be a break below 101,000. So that's what I think for now. That's what I think you need to know. Like I said, there is still a small possibility that we're able to reclaim 107,000 and just continue rallying. But that doesn't seem most likely. And if that happens, I'll make an emergency update. That is something you have to keep in mind. And I'm a little bit sorry that I did not speak more on that in this video, because this video is getting very long right now. I have to cut it out. But just keep that in mind, right? At this point of time, given the volume and how far we have dropped down below the 4-hour trend, I would say breaking above 107,000 and doing something similar as what we did at the start of May seems unlikely. But is it impossible? No. But I'll keep you updated on that. For now, I think that's what you need to know. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye.